It's like an updated version of my van. So this van is a Nissan NV200. It is very similar to mine. GTRV also did the pop top on this van just like they did on mine a few months ago. If you haven't heard of GTRV, I would definitely recommend checking them out, guys. I'm going to put a link in the description below to their website, www.gtrv.com. But in addition to doing a pop top conversion on this van, they also did the entire interior. And when I say this thing is fully decked out, guys, it is absolutely loaded. There are so many awesome features in here, so I really want to show you guys this van. From the outside, it looks like a relatively normal NV200. It's a standard white commercial van, but it does have a few things that make it obviously very different. It has the pop top on there, which you can see. It also has a fantastic fan on the roof, and then they also added windows to the sides of the van. These vans do not come standard with these windows here, so they added the rear windows, and they also added these door windows, which also feature a like a sliding mechanism, so that with a screen in it, so you can get a fresh airflow in there, open and close them to get some fresh air while you're in there camping or sleeping for the night or whatever it may be. They've also added a shore power outlet here to the outside. You can plug an extension cord into that if you're at a campground to get power inside the van, and also they have a shore water outlet as well, so you can plug a hose into there that'll pressurize the lines and allow you to have fresh water in the van. So let's take a look inside the van. It does feature a standard Westie style setup, a Westphalia style, with the bed, the fold out bed, and then the kitchenette across the way. The kitchen area features like a 2-in-1 stove and sink setup. The sink is a pretty good size sink. It also connects to the fresh water tank and has the 12-volt pump, so you can run fresh water without any issues there. And then the stove is a 2-burner propane stove. Looks like it's a pretty nice stove setup. I'd love to try cooking on it sometime. I don't think Mark would be too happy with me if I did that, though. One of my favorite features of the kitchen area, and maybe of the van in general here, is relatively simple, but what they did is they added this fold-out table so that it allows you to be able to cook outside. Gives you extra counter space to be able to prepare food, so if it is a nice day out, you can kind of enjoy the nice weather while you're making up dinner. And that's something that I kind of wish that I was able to do more easily in my van. I mean, obviously you could open the door and pop the top, but it's not quite the same as cooking outside. Sometimes you just want to cook outside. The bed is relatively easy to set up and break down. You just take the seat belts and kind of fold them out of the way here, and then there's a latch underneath. You can pull that latch and you can lift up on it, and then all you really have to do is just pull it. Get these seat belts out of the way, fold it, and boom, it just falls right down, right into place here. The bed's pretty comfortable overall. I'd say it's a little bit wider than what I have currently in my NV200, so definitely wide enough for 2 people. It is a little bit cozy, but seems like it would work out pretty well. Now let's get to the fun stuff, the electronic features in this van. In addition to the shore power option, there is also a 105 amp hour AGM lead acid battery. You have a solar system. If you notice though, on the roof, there's not a solar panel up there. They have a port specifically designed so that you can plug in an external solar panel, like a foldable external solar panel, so you could stow it away in the back and then take it out, put it in the sun, and be able to park in the shade, for example, when you're camping, and make it a little bit easier. So they did decide to go with that route instead. That solar panel, that solar system is going to power this 12-volt pump here for your water tank. It's also going to have a couple of USB outlets and a 12-volt standard cigarette lighter style outlet there. And then, like I said, you have your solar charge controller. The biggest thing that the solar system powers, though, is the refrigerator. There is a fridge in here, and I know you've been watching this video for a few minutes now. Does anybody know where that fridge is? The fridge is really, really sneaky, I'm not gonna lie. When I first looked at this van, I was like, where's the fridge? I don't see a fridge, there's no fridge in there. There is a fridge directly underneath the bed. I am sitting on top of it right now. It's a pretty awesome little 12-volt fridge here. This was the first time I'd ever seen anything like this in person. It's made by Isotherm, and the way that it works, I guess it's essentially like a drawer fridge, you would call it. So it just drops down like this, and then it has a plastic container in it that you can use to store any drinks or any food or anything like that. It slides out, and then you can slide it back in. It's relatively small, it's not the biggest fridge or anything like that, but it fits really, really nicely underneath the bed here, and that allows them to free up a bunch of space for all the other features that are inside this van. One of those other features is probably the coolest feature in the van. You know, the fridge is really awesome as well, but this thing is pretty cool. There is actually a full furnace built into this van, a propane heater built in. So on a cold night, you can turn that on. There's actually a control right here. That's what this control is, with the red blinking light. And basically what that does is it allows you to turn on the heat. If it gets cold out, last night, for example, I stayed not too far away from here. It was probably about 35 degrees up here last night, and I was absolutely freezing. I was bundled up in my sleeping bag. I didn't really sleep that well. If I could have a furnace like that built into my van, I think that that would be a really, really awesome feature, and definitely something that I think is pretty cool about this one. There's also lighting in here as well that runs on the battery that I mentioned earlier, that 105 amp hour battery. So you have a couple of dome lights here built in, as well as some reading lights in the back, which would be nice for when the bed is in bed mode. You can use that to read or just hang out in bed. Surprised by the amount of storage space that they were able to fit inside this tiny van. They have a timbre door system underneath the kitchen area with a very large cabinet to be able to fit stuff in. There's also the large cabinet behind me as well, and there's space on top of that cabinet, and there's actually some space below the cabinet for storage, and then there's quite a bit of space underneath the bed. There are quite a few things under the bed. The electrical system is under there with the battery as well as the furnace, and then obviously there's also the fridge and the compressor to the fridge under there. But even that stuff aside, there's quite a bit of space to be able to put things when you're traveling around in here. And last but not least, let's get some standing room in here and check out the pop top. It's pretty similar to mine. You just got two latches right here. You just undo them and then push up on it. Goes up very, very easily. It is on hydraulics, and then you can take this area here and just set it aside. So take these cushions, I'm just going to push them towards the back, move this little platform here, get it out of the way, and that opens up the space in here to be able to stand and walk around. You can cook and basically do anything that you need to do. They have these windows here with screens. There's also a window in the front, and this pop top is actually quite a bit higher than the one that I have on my van, so that makes a lot more space for standing. I mean, you have to be like 9 feet tall to be able to hit your head on the ceiling in here, so that's pretty awesome. Like I said before, there is the fantastic fan up here for ventilation as well, and then this will fold back into a bed to create a second sleeping space up here. So that process is pretty easy. You just take this and put it back into place, and you can set up your cushions here, just like that. There's actually quite a bit of space up here. It's actually really, really comfortable. The bed is a little bit wider than mine, and like I said, the pop top is higher, so that really makes a huge difference in terms of making it a comfortable place to sleep at night. I mean, it's totally fine on my van, but it's even better on this one. By the way, that van in this video here, it's actually for sale. GTRV has had it for a little while. They've been working on it and kind of developing it over time, but it is available for purchase. So if someone is interested, feel free to reach out to them. The email is sales@gtrv.com, and it is technically a new van. It's a 2017 NV200. It has very, very low miles on it and still kind of has its status as a new van with the full length of the warranty and everything like that. They've just been kind of developing it, like I said, for a little while and working on it. I don't currently have a price for it just yet. Mark, the owner of GTRV, is still kind of trying to work that out. They spent a lot of time on it, developing it, like I said, and they don't have a price just yet. They don't really know exactly what they want to try to sell it for, but it will be available for sale very soon. So like I said, be sure to reach out to them if you're interested in picking up that van. Thanks again to GTRV for letting us do a tour of that van there. I thought it was a really, really unique NV200 conversion. I thought they did a really good job with it, with a lot of really awesome features, and I just really wanted to share it with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Before ending the vlog, I do have one more announcement to make as well. I know a lot of folks have been asking me, I've got a lot of emails, a lot of comments about calendars, and if I'm planning to do 2020 calendars. For the past couple of years, I've made calendars with some of my favorite photos from the previous year of the places that I traveled to, a lot of landscape photos, things like that, and I have decided to make a calendar again for 2020. I actually just picked up the package with the first batch of calendars a couple of minutes ago here, so they are available. I do have some. They're going to be on my website, elementvanlife.com/shop. There's a link in the description below, and there's going to be a little PayPal link. It'll be the first thing on the page there, so you can check out if you are interested in buying one. They're going to be $15 plus the cost of shipping, the same price that I've done in previous years, and like I said, I do have quite a few of them available, so if you are interested, be sure to head over there to pick one up. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to y'all in the next video.